Today I'm gonna share with you some shoes that are not very elegant that I hope none of you are wearing, at least if you want to be an elegant lady. There are some really awful looking shoes out there that can ruin your entire outfit and make you look not very refined. Let's have a look which ones I'm talking about. Alright, now the number one shoe that I really want you to stay away from if you want to be taken seriously and if you want to be elegant. That is the platform shoe. And the platform shoe can be, of course, any type of shoe. But if you look at these examples that I have here, it's basically where you have a chunky platform in the front. And we're talking heels now, so they will obviously be very high, but I will talk about that in just a second. These shoes, ladies, are very common, and I'm sure you see them all the time because actually this is a shoe that a lot of women are still wearing. And it's not so much about whether it's in fashion or not. The truth is that the platform shoe was actually in fashion several years ago. However, even though it was, it doesn't mean it was elegant. Because of the platform, it does remind of an exotic dancer shoe and it's just a little bit too sexual. Being elegant, being classy is not about being vulgar or being like sex on legs. And this type of shoe, that's kind of the impression that it's giving. For that reason, I really had to put it as number one. Moving on. This is the neighbor to the platform shoe, and that is the very high heel. By the way, I hope you don't mind the way I'm naming all of these shoes. Actually, I don't really know what's their names. But the shoe that I'm talking about is the one that is very, very high in heels. I would say it's the heel that is about 12, 14 and more centimeters. Stay below 10 centimeters in heel size if you want to be elegant. Number three, I have no idea what this boot is called. If anybody knows, can leave me a comment. But it's the over-knee model where it looks like the leg is caged. So let's just call it the over-knee caged boot. I don't know. Well, this one is definitely sexy. And I would say that men do appreciate this type of boot. They are sexy. They're very sexy. Men love everything that has to do with ropes and things around the legs, and of course if they're over knee as well, even better. So you see, I show you versions of both the over knee and the one that is just below the knee. They're pretty much the same. It's going to be a matter of taste. So if you have this type of boot, you might make it work. Maybe you style it in a way that looks extremely classy and elegant, because some people do have a very more quirky fashion style where they can make more sexy items still look very chic and elegant rather than vulgar. The problem with this boot is because it's wearing over-knee boots is already difficult. So that creates a big problem with this boot. If it's also very flamboyant with the cage and with the pattern, it becomes a little bit too much. I would personally not recommend, so that's my 2 cents. Number four, the sock shoe, but we're talking now about the fishnet and glitter version of it. It has been incredibly trendy with the fashionistas and on the runway. Even though it's perhaps not the kind of school of affluence type of look, you can still get away with a sock shoe depending on how you style it. The problem is when you start going too much into the bling bling, the fishnet and that type of thing. That does not look elegant anymore. When we look at these pictures, you know, some of them don't look that bad, but it's just not that sophistication that we're after. So for that reason, it's important that even though the shoe can be incredibly beautiful and pretty and eye candy everywhere, is it really sophisticated, or is it a shoe that perhaps does not go with your affluent look? Number five, the slides. Now, how on earth did this happen? Are we in the 90s or are we going to the swimming pool now? I'm confused. This shoe is a no-go if we're talking school of affluence. No, ladies. I mean, what can I say? Even men wear this type of shoe. Why? They might be comfortable, but they're not chic. Perhaps with a certain style, it might suit the person, but if we're talking elegant fashion, if we're talking being classy, then these shoes are not classy, ladies. Sorry. Number six. Also, what's not classy is buying shoes that look dirty. And that's what I don't understand with Golden Goose. Now, thankfully, Golden Goose has lost its hype. It was much more hyped before, which was something I could not understand. What is happening with our fashion? I don't know. But ladies, even though Golden Goose are expensive, I would never, ever wear shoes that looks like you just picked them up from the trash. I know there's been a big trend of looking more grunge and 90s and so on, but it's becoming a little bit too much. I would never see a lady in Gestad, let's say, or in Saint-Tropez wearing these type of sneakers. It just does not go well with elegance and sophistication again. So maybe this type of shoe works for the mass market, but I would say high society, there are still rules and protocols. At least have clean looking clothes and shoes. Number 7, and this is going to be the last one. The ugly shoe. The ugly Balenciaga shoe. Okay, I know this has been something on everyone's lips for ages, so I'm not here breaking any news to you. But what happened with society that accepted this shoe? And what happened with the Jet Set babes who are wearing them? I am in shock, ladies. I have no words for this horror. This looks like a boat. I don't know. Gosh, ladies, I mean, would you feel elegant wearing such thing? I'm not here to pick on each individual. I know there are people with money, affluent people of high society who perhaps have a style where they wear shoes like this, but for me, this is just bizarre because this is not flattering. Maybe it's comfortable. I just feel like it's disturbing. This shoe disturbs me. But what's good news about the Balenciaga Triple S shoe is that finally it's out of style. It's out of fashion. It's such an overkill now. Everyone wore it. It was just overdone. And the fact that it stands out so much, as soon as something has been worn and seen quite a lot, immediately people start feeling fed up of it. So this shoe is just over. So I'm gonna really look forward not having to see it anymore. If you want to learn more about fashion and how to look your best, then join my online finishing school by visiting schoolofaffluence.com. By the way, I've made a video on how to look classy on a budget, so hop onto that video or check out any of my other videos because there's plenty on luxury lifestyle and transformation and high society on this channel. And also don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you there.